Hello, good morning. My name is Holly Hartman, and I am a business and relationship coach. And welcome to day 2 of the 7-day No Complaining Challenge. And I am so glad that you're here. Thank you for watching the video from yesterday and making comments already. So if you're here and you're watching the replay, write hashtag replay down below so I know that you're watching and that you're participating in this challenge so you can be supported. I can hold energy for you and hold space for you. If you're watching live, go ahead and put your name and the state that you're in, because sometimes I don't see the comments because it's streaming in 3 different groups right now. Because I want to provide this support and this challenge in 3 of my groups right now. So thank you for being here. Super grateful for you. So yesterday we talked about 5 ways that we can help ourselves through this No Complain Challenge. So starting off with gratitudes. Who did your gratitudes yesterday? If you did, put an emoji down below. And then who already did them this morning? And then we're going to go down the list. We need to let go of anything that is out of our control, celebrating our successes, and then you might consider doing a prayer or a positive affirmation. I know for some people, religion is not their thing, and that is totally okay. This is about reframing our thoughts and how we can change it and maybe find a solution instead of complaining. So also in that workbook, if you haven't downloaded, it's in the files section, or if you go to the guides, you'll be able to see it there. Hello, welcome. And I know I'm so excited to see that so many people are watching this live at work. So hello, if that's you, if you're bringing your coworkers in on this, because the place that we spend the most time with people, if we can encourage others to join this challenge with us, our whole energy and our whole environment can shift. I've been reading this book called A Complaint-Free World. If you've not read this book, it definitely guides and goes even more deeper dive than what I'll be doing this week. But I love it because it has a framework on how to live complaint-free. And they encourage people to do this for 21 days. And not just 21 days, but no complaining in 21 days, or you repeat it. So it's a little bit more intense. But in the workbook yesterday, I also had a definition of complaining, because everybody might have a little bit of a different definition of what that means for them. I've had people talk about, well, if they're venting so they can process something, or there's lots of different things that, like, well, how do I do that if I'm in a difficult situation? I do encourage therapy for people that if they have to have just that place to expel things, therapy is a really great place for that, or group work. So the way I defined it in the workbook, so if you haven't downloaded it yet, it says, I define complaining for myself as following: describing an event or a person negatively without indicating next steps to fix the solution. Meaning, if I'm verbally processing to find a solution, that would not be considered complaining unless I keep repeating it. There's also a caveat. A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle summed it up this way. He says, complaining is not to be confused with informing someone of a mistake or a deficiency, so it can be put right. And also, to refrain from complaining doesn't mean that you are putting up with bad quality or behavior. There's no ego in telling the waiter your soup is cold and needs to be heated up. If you stick to the facts, which are always neutral, how dare you serve me with soup? That's a complaint. So there's a negative energy expressed with the complaint. Most complaints have this, it's unfair, or how dare this happen to me quality. If it's a complainer feels attacked by the actions of someone or something and counteracts with complaints, complaints are counteracts for perceived injustices. A statement of fact is neutral. It's the intended to inform. So if you have a different energy with it, be mindful and just pause and ask yourself those questions. Is it because of power, or is it because this is a habit when you catch yourself? So the average person complains between 15 and 30 times a day. So if you did this yesterday and you caught yourself complaining, you're human. But what you will come to awareness, so I do want to caution you, now that you're bringing this to your awareness, you're going to see it everywhere. And you might actually get a little flooded. and get a little overwhelmed. You're going to notice all the people around you that are complaining. You're going to notice yourself and what you did. So just be gentle with yourself and gentle with others. We are not the complaint police. We don't need to go and point fingers and say, oh, you're complaining. That's not what this is about. This is about us and how we get to change our actions and our thoughts. So if you're watching on here, I would love to hear, what is your definition of complaining for you for this challenge? What have you set the boundary for yourself and said, this is what this means to me? What goal do you have for this challenge for yourself? And put that down in the chat so we can go back. And if you have to go back and do this later, that's totally fine. But I would love to be able to understand for you, what does that mean? Because it may mean something different to everybody. And we're going to hold space for you, because the reality is this is just about growth. This is about becoming self-aware and understanding what we're putting out there. There's also, when I was reading the book, it was talking about negative thoughts. What I noticed is I didn't really complain yesterday. One, because I was working from home and I didn't have a lot of interaction, so I didn't have opportunities, but I did notice my negative thoughts come up. And so even this will bring that awareness. Now, you don't track that as a complaint because it didn't come out of your mouth verbally, but take note of those negative thoughts and even reframe those then. So what I'd love to hear from you guys is, what were you grateful for yesterday? Or what was your success? Or what did you define complaining to be? And post it in the chat. The reason why I want you to post in the chat is, one, it supports everybody here. And then two, it holds you accountable. And when we take action steps towards our healing, we get to have a more intense experience with that. And we know that we're not alone. So tomorrow I'll come on and chat a little bit more. I just wanted to make sure that I define more what complaining might look like, and then you get to define that for yourself. And then two, wanted to also just acknowledge that the average person does that 15 to 30 times a day. So if you cut that down and you only complained twice yesterday, celebrate that. That is a success, because I guarantee you before that, you probably did more. And so thank you for being here today. Really appreciate that you are. And I will come back on tomorrow to support you. Take care. Good luck with 7 days of no complaining.